Little Rock Mayor Frank Scott Jr. is wrapping up 2025 on a high note. He recently got married, and the city board approved his budget for next year earlier this week.
So what's the mayor see ahead for the second half of his second term? Our very own Little Rock native, Journey Taylor, spoke exclusively with him to find out.
A new City of Little Rock budget is set and approved for 2026. And although we are still a few weeks before it goes into effect, the city is pushing forward.
Frank Scott Jr., Mayor of the City of Little Rock.
Sitting down with the Chief Executive Officer as we move into the new year, Mayor Frank Scott Jr. says 2025 was about getting back to the core.
One is back to the basics. We really focused on how do we energize, optimize the basic services of government with a spirit of excellence for our residents. But also the other phrase is just growing forward.
That idea of growing forward while still fixing the fundamentals came up several times during our interview. The mayor pointed to job creation and economic growth as proof the city is moving in that direction.
We've continued to see historic job growth, close to now 14,000 jobs that we've created in this administration. According to the Federal Reserve of St. Louis, Little Rock, and according in comparison to other regional cities, peer-to-peer cities, state capital cities, we rank number 2 in gross domestic product. Number 1 is Nashville.
But he says none of that matters if people don't feel safe in their own neighborhoods, making public safety his top priority. In fact, that focus is the largest and clearest priority shift in the 2026 budget, with a price increase of $7 million.
Overall crime is down 27%. Overall violent crime is down 21%. This year alone, we experienced a historic feat by having the largest raise for our police officers that's ever happened in the history of the city of Little Rock.
The mayor credits a mixture of prevention, community policing, and investment in officers and first responders for the positive trends. But that conversation didn't stop at numbers. We also talked about trust.
We're able to do more community policing work as well, and that's the reason why we issued a $10,000 sign-on bonus for our officers. So if you really need a job in Little Rock, you can become a police officer. We're giving $10,000 sign-on bonuses, and also if you live outside of the city, you want to move into the city and be a police officer, you get an additional $5,000. So it's $15,000 plus. Now we have and continue to be the highest paid municipal police force in the state.
Yeah, I want to challenge you there, Ahmed, especially with me being from Little Rock. Yeah. What do you feel like that presents any challenges sometimes when you're bringing in officers from other cities who may not have the same investment? It's a job. Yeah, it sounds exciting. I get $15,000, but I don't have the same care that maybe I would have from my hometown.
No, I see. You're correct, and I appreciate that challenge because that's something I get often in the streets of Little Rock when people ask those different type of questions. One of the main questions is, why don't we have a residency clause? Well, one, it's very hard to fill a police force. It's a very hard job. It's a trying job. Clearly, we prefer them to live in the city, and that's the reason why we have to focus a lot on diversity training. We have to focus a lot on how do you focus on restraint, how do you focus on de-escalation tactics and things of that nature. And so we really lead in that area. We know there's still more work to do.
Quality of life was another major focus, including what Little Rock looks like, feels like, and offers the next generation. That vision includes a major overhaul of the River Market and a long-term plan for a signature downtown park.
And so that's what we're going to do at the River Market, renovate that at the tune of $20 million. And probably more importantly is what we do with 30 Crossing Park. That's in the middle going into the Clinton Library area, where it's been a big part of the downtown master plan as well. We're working on figuring out those dollars because it's going to take to a tune of at least $200 million. And so it's going to probably take a public-private partnership to do that.
Housing, especially affordable housing, is another area where the mayor says the city has had to be intentional.
We have a housing crisis in Little Rock and these United States of America. And that's the reason why we've doubled down. The 100 home initiative that went from 100 to 157, the 200 home initiative went from 200 to 300 to get us to 2,000, to really scale up. And so we're proud of being the first city to have a housing trust fund.
Finally, looking ahead to next year, the mayor offered his most direct comment yet about what many have expected.
Clearly, it won't be a surprise that a re-election campaign will be announced by me. But ultimately, it's about focusing on how we transform the city.
A transformation, he says, is built on unity, growth, and moving Little Rock forward together.
That was Journey Taylor reporting. Of course, that's just a portion of our interview. Journey also talked to Mayor Scott about new developments with private-public funding, his stance on board member Ken Richardson, and his hope to bring the Razorbacks back to Little Rock. You can watch the entire 30-minute interview right now on THV11.com and the THV11 YouTube channel.